Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a updated newborn hacks video. Don't know why I'm using my hands so much. Hopefully these are just some things to help you out when you are first learning how to take care of a little human being that you just pushed out of your body. My name is Kayla. If you have not seen my face before, it's my face. Make sure to subscribe down below if you want to see more mommy videos like this, if this helps you out, if I post a new channel. Hopefully I can have comments on there. YouTube has taken them away from me on here. I do not have them off, they turned them off for me. Make sure to like this video if you like this video, helps me out a lot. Let's get into the video. I said video a lot, okay. I'm just gonna go through and tell you some things that maybe you haven't heard from your high school class and that you had to take a baby home in, or from your mom, or from your grandma, or from your best friend. Sometimes Instagram can kind of portray this perfect little life after having a baby and it can stress you out when all of a sudden you have this little human that you have to take care of and nobody told you these things. Number one, pull out the sides of your baby's diaper. When you put your baby's diaper on, insert the teddy bear B-roll here. If you've never put a diaper on, this is how you do it. But the key is to make sure that these little flap part of your diaper is pulled out. That's how like the diaper is designed. That's how it's supposed to look. So if you don't pull these out, it's very likely, sometimes they don't, a lot of the time they poop out of it. Maybe your baby doesn't, but my baby is a pooper and he will poop out of his diapers if you don't pull them out. He just poops everywhere. One of, if not the most important thing I ever learned before having Beckham from watching YouTube videos that has helped me out all the way through Beckham, all the way through Quinn, all the way through any future babies I have, is to do the eat, wake, sleep cycle. I don't even know what I would have done if I didn't know about this, because my babies were pretty easy babies. They weren't colicky. They're pretty happy little chubby babies. They're huge. I just would try and get into this routine literally from their moment they're born of feeding them, having them be awake as much as a newborn can be, then putting them to sleep. Then when they wake up, they're kind of cranky and you feed them. For me, it works. Eat, wake, sleep. Then I always know what to do for my baby. I don't know. He has been awake for a little while, so it's time for him to go to sleep. And you can look up things on sleep windows and how awake windows, how long they're supposed to be awake by their age. And then you're like, oh, yep, it's been an hour and a half. He needs to go to sleep. There's some times where they don't follow this exact routine, but with my babies, it's pretty consistent that I know, like, well, he needs to eat because he just woke up, or well, I need to interact with him and play with him because he just ate and he's gonna go to sleep in an hour. It's not rigid, it's not you have to stick to this, but it's just kind of a routine to follow, and it makes life so much easier. One tip that I would say is to always make sure that you have full feedings. Some babies are they just do this, but try your best to not let your baby snack. Sometimes with Quinn, I can tell that if I just fed him on one side and kind of just didn't continue to feed him until he was full, he would be fairly happy because his belly was a little bit full. I don't want to feed him on one side and make him feel a little bit content because that satisfied his hunger need for the time being, but then in an hour or even a half hour he wants to eat again because I didn't fill him up with as much food as he could get and could handle. Otherwise it's just chaos. Some babies are just snackers, so I don't know what to tell you about that. Just try your hardest to look into whether if they're too hungry and you need to supplement. Fed is best. That's another tip. Fed is best. 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 Breast is great for babies, great for you. Formula should not be shamed. If your baby is hungry, feed your baby in whatever way fills them up. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is a very big tangent. Know that ahead of time before you have a baby too. Fed is best. You're a great mama. No matter how you choose to feed your baby, just make sure you feed your baby. And with this point, make sure you fill your baby up with food. This is another like topic on society that maybe your grandma or a loving neighbor, family member at Thanksgiving would like to tell you. You cannot spoil your baby. You cannot spoil a baby. If someone tells you like, you're gonna spoil that baby, you gotta put him down. Anybody ever alludes to that or tells you that, just laugh and just go away from them. Because you cannot spoil a baby. You cannot hold them too much. They love you. They love the sound of your heartbeat. They love being close to you. They find comfort in you, your breathing, your scent. It is good for you to hold baby. I know that there's like a pressure eventually, I'm feeling it right now with a 3-month-old, to get my baby down to take naps on his own sometime in the future, and I don't want to do it because I love him right here. He loves to nap and sleep on me. You can't spoil your baby. That's good for them to find that comfort in you. Don't let anybody else make you feel guilty for holding your baby. That's ridiculous. On the other note, I didn't even write this down. It's normal to feel touched out. Feeding a baby all day and then my toddler comes up and is touching me and I just need a few seconds to myself in the bathroom or out on the deck to just regather and feel like a human being and just stop being touched so much. My poor husband, it's normal to sometimes need a break from your baby too. Somebody worded it really good when they messaged me on Instagram. This is you, from you, go you. She wrote, some days I don't want to live in a 3-hour breastfeeding and nap and poop loop. I want to go out and connect with people without tiny humans drooling all over me. That doesn't make me a bad mom, that makes me human. And when I get time to myself, to be myself, all by myself, I mom better. And most of the time, I miss my baby. Motherhood is weird. So, you're not alone if you need a break from your baby. Getting back to the newborn hacks, a heavy hand on their chest after you lay them down when they're asleep can keep them asleep. Once you set them down and they're asleep, if you just keep your hand on them for a minute or so, it kind of helps them get used to laying down without doing the startle reflex and waking up. I put, don't underestimate coconut oil. Coconut oil, it's lovely. I'm not gonna talk very, very long about this, but I used coconut oil as, instead of nipple butter, nipple cream, or lanolin, I use coconut oil. It not only helps you heal, like when you're getting used to breastfeeding and everything hurts, it helps me get rid of thrush a few different times. And then the last thing that I was able to use it for is my baby's cradle cap. Who would have thunk? I would put it on his head in the areas that he has a cradle cap and it's kind of dried and just disgusting, and you let it sit on there for just a few minutes before you give him a bath, and then you use a little brush and a comb. So it helps with a ton of different things. So I would suggest investing in a cheap coconut oil. I'll try and link it down below if I remember before you have your baby. I think I've talked about this before, maybe in my newborn hacks video, my other one. I can link that down below too. Doing these little leg movements for gas. Just type it into Google. I can try and show you on some b-roll. You can just go back and forth, you can kind of go in circles, and it's just funny, the little gas bubbles that you get out. So if you're having issues with gas, sometimes it helps them to do these exercises that they don't quite know how to do, or they haven't been moving around enough, and that helps get rid of some painful gas bubbles in their belly. Cutting fingernails is so stressful. I've talked about this at least once on my channel, if not twice, if not multiple times. Cutting fingernails of babies is the scariest thing ever. It's almost as bad as childbirth. They move. They're like paper when they're first born, these little fingernails. I felt great going into cutting my first baby's nails. Baby fingernail clippers is not that hard. And you're just about to cut it and you're like, I'm gonna cut his finger off. So like, don't feel like you are abnormal in that. Pretty much everybody is scared to cut their baby's fingernails. One thing that I found that helped is to get little baby nail files. I can link those down below too. They help a lot if you feel like a little freaked out by using baby fingernail clippers. Another thing that we have been dealing with Quinn, I think it's because I have a little bit of an oversupply / overactive letdown. My babies get a lot of milk really quickly. They're just full and they ate really fast, and so he pukes all the time. With reflux babies and babies that just spit up after you feed them, whether it's painful or not, one of the best things to do is to hold them. It's a lot of work, but to hold them upright for like 15, 20, 30 minutes to kind of digest that, or let some of the milk go through their system, and then lay them down for bed. And then when you're laying them down for bed, we have always, I've had 2 kids so far, we've always put a little towel or a pillow, a really flat pillow, underneath one side of the crib. So since it's at an angle, it kind of helps that food just a little bit. He still spits up in the middle of the night sometimes, but it's not at all as bad as it would be if I didn't hold him, and then like he wouldn't go to sleep. He'll just squirm, and it's just not comfortable for him unless you hold him for a little while and then you lay him down at an incline. And eventually they grow out of it, but we're at 3 months right now and we're nowhere near it. He pukes all the time. Babies fairly regularly poop when you feed them. So if you need your baby baby to poop, keep that in mind. And they're just uncomfortable, or you can tell they're trying and they can't. Sometimes feeding them, it just helps them relax a little bit, I think. So keep that in mind. In terms of interacting with babies, I'm thinking about making a video on like how to play with your newborn baby, but they love your face. They love faces. Babies love faces. I've taken a lot of child development classes, basically what my degree is in. They love your face, they love contrast, and they love black and white. They have these little cards that are just black and white contrast. I show them to Quinn all the time, and he just stares at them. He loves them. If I have a word across my sweatshirt, some very contrasty word, he stares at it. If they're right here in their little seat or a bouncer or a swing or in your lap, get in their face. Get in their face. They can't see very far at all right away. They see in black and white. Get in their face and make faces at them. Can you tell I do this all the time? Talk to them and sing to them. They love music. Is great for babies' minds. Make faces and different tones, and that just really helps with their communication eventually and their development of their mind and helping them learn and grow and just see you, and helps your bonding. So that's just like one of the best ways to interact with a baby. Talk to them about your day, talk to them about what you're doing, talk to them about how you're changing their diaper and what color the sky is and what the weather is like that day. And it really helps their minds. Yeah. Alrighty, so hopefully some of those things were helpful. I'm sure there's plenty more. Maybe I'll make more videos. If you want to see more videos like this video, or let me know somewhere on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter, Facebook. I'm everywhere. But I do think I might make some like breastfeeding type of videos coming out soon, or postpartum stuff. Maybe some videos that are geared towards taking care of a newborn, like very specified videos. Okay, this is a mouthful. I need to stop talking, but make sure to subscribe down below if you want to see some of those videos or see some vlogs. But thanks for watching this whole thing. Hopefully it helps you guys out. You got this. No one is a better mom for your baby than you, or dad. If you're a dad, just remember that. Don't stress yourself out over all of these things. If your baby is fed and happy and thriving, you're a great mom and you're a great dad. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video.